Asato ma satkamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya, aviravir mahedhi, rudrayatte dakshinam mukham, tena mam pahi nityam. May the Divine lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the Divine Consciousness fill our hearts and protect us. I'm very happy and feel privileged to be here today, and I'm grateful to Swami Tyaganandaji Maharaj to give me this opportunity to share a few thoughts with you. I deeply appreciate the sound, the power and the beauty of the Kannada language, but my deepest apologies that I am not able to speak with you in Kannada. Samanvaya mattu swikara, the harmony and acceptance, the theme of this gathering is very profoundly important. The times in which we live and the society in which we live, nothing is more important than harmony. And it is closely related with the spirit of acceptance. Lack of harmony is what produces illness. According to Ayurveda, the three basic humors in the body, Vata, Pitta and Kapha, when they are in harmony, the health is good. But when that harmony is disturbed, when there is disharmony in the body, then there is illness. A society or a country is also a vast body. And when there is lack of harmony in a society, a lack of harmony in a big nation, a lack of harmony in the world, it produces a different kind of illness, social illness, which is what leads to instances like of crime, of corruption and so on. And therefore, the spirit of harmony should animate not only our individual lives, but also collective lives. Harmony can be both internal and external, and those two are related as well. How do we bring harmony in the body? In our scriptures, oftentimes, whenever we discuss these similar matters, they always tend to advise us to deal with in at least three different levels. The level of the body, the level of the mind, the level of the senses, which are often represented by speech. That is why we often read Kayena Manasa Vacha. So if we try to ask ourselves how I can bring about harmony in my body, and we know that that can come through a healthy lifestyle if we consciously eat healthy, nourishing food, give the body the rest it needs, and make sure that the body also gets the needed exercise. So diet, exercise, work at the physical level will help restore harmony in the body if we are conscious about the health of the body. Same is true of the harmony in the mind. Just as we have one kind of food for the body, the mind requires another kind of food. What kind of thoughts we allow our mind to indulge in? What kind of information we allow the mind to accept? So, being conscious of positive, healthy thoughts entering into our mind, being conscious of not allowing the mind to descend into negative, depressing, or harmful thoughts and feelings, that would be a way to keep the mind healthy and bring about harmony in the mind. But the body and mind are connected, and so there has to be harmony between the body and the mind and also the senses. In fact, medical science has increasingly come to the conclusion that most illnesses today are psychosomatic, that there is always a physical component and a mental component. And we know that the body influences the mind and the mind influences the body. Sri Ramakrishna often advised that we need to bring about harmony in our thoughts, our words, and our actions. Much of the stress and anxiety and exhaustion that we experience today is because we think in one way, we say something else, and then in our actions we do yet something else. Because these three go in three different directions, we experience a lot of stress in life. That is the primary cause of lack of harmony within our personality. And if there is lack of harmony here within, then that person can only think thoughts which will not lead to harmony. So, if we want harmony in our family, if we want harmony in our neighborhood, if we want harmony in the city, in the state, in the country, then we will need more and more people who are harmonious themselves. So if live a harmonious life, I am doing good not only to myself but also to people around me. So trying to lead a good, honest life, a life filled with the ideals of dharma, and a life filled with harmony, I'm doing good not only to myself but also to my family and to everyone around me. When that happens, the spirit of acceptance becomes very strong. In the field of religion, Swami Vivekananda said that tolerance is not enough. We know that there are many different religious traditions in the world in which we live. The societies all over the world are becoming increasingly diverse. So what should be my attitude towards religions other than my own? Merely tolerating them is not enough. And so Swamiji said, we need the spirit of acceptance. The spirit of acceptance can come only if I have this deep harmony in my own heart. Only then will I have that strength, the vision, the clarity of mind to be able to see the truth in other traditions and accept them. This is true not only in the field of religion, but in all inequalities, all the differences we experience in life. Differences based on gender, on race, on color, on caste, on class. There are infinite number of ways we human beings have found to separate ourselves from others. What we need is not to deny the differences that exist, but to have that breadth of vision to accept things. And acceptance means respect. It's not enough to just say orally, oh, I accept all religions as true. It's very easy to speak. But do I really respect them? So, respecting other religions, respecting other people. It's not about just accepting religions. Then we meet the number of people in our lives. And in the kind of a hierarchical society in which we live, even the terminology, we speak about a class 3 employee, a class 4 employee, and the top. So we have these layers. Acceptance means, am I able to see other people, even though they may be in a very different position other than me? They may be of a different religion, they may be in a different social and economic strata, and yet, am I able to respect them as much as I'm able to respect other people who I see as higher than me? What this means is to not treat people as objects. Because there are some of us, we do respect some people in our lives. We respect our parents, we respect oftentimes the elders, we respect our teachers many times. But then if you're walking on a street and there is this beggar by the side of the road, do I respect him, or do I just say, I just give some money and feel I've done my job? When you go to a restaurant and then you have a waiter come and serve you something, do you respect that person, or do you just see him as one object whose just job is to come and serve you tea or coffee? So acceptance means respecting every person that is in front of me, irrespective of what that person's status is. Now that kind of acceptance can come only if there is a deep harmony in my own heart. Now, one little thing about acceptance. Acceptance does not mean you accept everything. For instance, now there is a lot of corruption in our country. There's a lot of things which are not right. A lot of things, for instance, we have this Swachh Bharat Andolan. Well, you go on the streets, you walk, you drive, and you see so much dirt on the other side. Now, does that mean I have to just accept it? Well, that's how our country is. If you see corruption and say, well, I just accept corruption. That would be a wrong understanding of acceptance. That wrong understanding will come, even those thoughts, such thoughts will come if there is no harmony within me. So acceptance means accepting the things which are unavoidable. But having the courage, the wisdom, the vision to change what needs to be changed, what should be changed. So we have to take that spirit of acceptance in the right spirit, not apply it in wrong places. When we read the lives and teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and Swamiji, and the other direct disciples, we see they were embodiments of that harmony. They were, to understand what acceptance means, we just have to look at their lives and try to relate their teachings with our own life. So my hope is that in these today and the days ahead, when we have this discussion ahead with many different speakers coming and sharing their thoughts on this theme of harmony and acceptance, that these ideas will become clearer and clearer. And I would encourage you to listen to these talks with great attention. Try to connect what is said to your own specific life story. We are all unique people. No two of us amongst us are identical. So whatever teaching you hear or read about, try to apply it to yourself and ask yourself, beginning tomorrow morning, how can I try to imbibe these teachings and live in those ways? It's not merely enough to acknowledge it intellectually, but try to live according to it. Just one quotation of Vivekananda and I am done. Swamiji said, an ounce of practice is worth tons of theory. So, lots of thoughts will be discussed in these sessions that are ahead. But try to hold on at least to a few thoughts and make an effort to put it into practice. So at the end of this retreat, when you go back home, you should feel in however little a measure you have become a better human being, a better devotee, a better child of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and Swami Vivekananda.
Mm-hmm.